What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch She-Hulk episode 4 today. John, how are you?
I'm so good.
Coy Jandro, how are you?
Friggin' fantastic.
You better be Coy Jandro. Guys, check out some Coy's Comic Corner that's been on the channel. He's been killing it lately. Also, follow this man on TikTok. 30-second, 15-second, 1 minute, 3-minute breakdowns.
See?
Strong hand gestures. Why not?
9.5.
I like it. I like it.
You haven't seen our episode 3 review.
I haven't. I really am happy with it.
Percentage quite a bit on there. You gotta check it out. I forgot to do that.
You know what?
The big hand claps.
He's a zealous man, this Coy Jandro.
Anyway, guys, hey, what's the shirt you got here, Greg? That's a cool. Hey, that's a cool shirt, Greg. Well, guess what, guys? That is a Real Rejects exclusive from shopzeroedition.com. One of our designs. If you want to pick yourself up a Citizen Kang shirt today, go to shopzeroedition.com. You'll find it there. And also, leave a like. That's the main thing you got to do for this video. Subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our reaction for the next She-Hulk is up here on the channel. As always, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with the time code available at our Patreon page for super sexy rejects. There you go.
So much coying. I do point more than I realize, because whenever you do the thumbnails, I'm like, I didn't point. Oh, I must have at least 5 times.
Very strong hand gestures.
No, we just put it in that AI machine and we say
You're
Coy
like,
pointing and
like,
it knows
there's
immediately.
so much footage of this.
Proper things. So I'm going to set down these highlights. Let's get to it.
The ancient art of levitation.
Are you not amazed?
Fire.
Behold, flame! Oh, for my next illusion, the great Donny Blaze.
Oh, shit.
Donnie, damn it.
It's not Donny Blaze.
No Jonathan's here.
Oh, Donnie.
What is your name, young lady?
That is a troll and you know it.
Madisynn with 2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think.
Wow. How about I try something with a little more heat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, did he steal that shit?
Please, 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 please.
Donny Blaze!
FYI, these don't smell like anything.
What is that background?
Ew.
The Sopranos. Isn't that Donny Blaze guy the pervert director from
It's Billy
Entourage?
Walsh.
Entourage, right?
He's going to make a mean Medellin.
Oh!
Cut rate magician sent you here.
Not exactly. He sent me to a diff dimension, and a talking goat helped me escape a lava pit in exchange for 6 drops of my blood.
What?
This is the one where they kill Adriana. It was so sad.
Oh my God! Spoilers.
You just ruined it.
I cried for 3 days.
Donny Blaze is going to pay for this.
You and
That's
me
messed
both,
up, man.
Wong.
It's a couple people I've encouraged you to watch Sopranos.
I guess you saw that Wong is back. God, everybody loves Wong. It's like giving the show Twitter armor for a week.
Too many Easter eggs. You're going too fast. Don't worry, we'll slow it down for you.
Okay, good. I saw it like purple and green.
That's all it takes?
Former student of the mystic arts, but he was kicked out after a week when he summoned 3 kegs and his former fraternity brother, Kai Dog, to Kamatage. I need to make an example of Donny Blaze. Set a precedent that no unlicensed persons ever attempt to practice the mystic arts again.
Damn, he's suing.
This is the American legal system. No judge is going to take this seriously unless we do things by the book.
Book of Ashanti.
No, the book of American laws. Do you want to leave your information with me this time?
Surprised by how little Wong knows.
Yeah, if it's above all this, why hire a lawyer?
Yeah.
Show me your matcher profile.
No.
Jennifer. Oh my God. We're not using your corporate headshot as your profile photo.
She looks good in it.
Are you scared I'll become more mystical than you?
Sorcerer Supreme doesn't engage in competition, but I am more mystical in my sleep.
Prove it.
No. is proving anything. Here is a cease and desist.
Cease and desist. What cease and desist?
Oh, shoot.
Ooh, someone's unmatcher. Ooh. Swipe right for a hot date.
I would actually like to learn how to do that.
Oh.
Couldn't just be a yes man to some stiff boss, you know? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm an entrepreneur.
Oh, in what field?
TBD.
I'm a lawyer. I just started at a firm downtown, GLK&H. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I know downtown.
Smooth.
I'm a Hulk. Mm-hmm. I can lift a full-size sedan with one hand.
Okay. This has been so great.
Yeah, it really has.
Wow, wow, wow.
All right. Thank you so much for the drinks.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, we should do this again.
There's an idea.
This is Alan. Yeah, she's like a 6, maybe.
What? Oh my God.
Wow, Alan.
She's gorgeous. I hate that guy.
He's the worst. They cast so well.
They're going to crush him in the post-credits scene.
Do you have any witnesses who can corroborate your claim?
No.
Do you want to win this or not? Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Is that Star from Lost Boys?
I'm gonna show you my high school dance routine.
Ha! Oh, jeez.
Guan Yin, please give us extra mercy.
You can't bring that drink in here.
Oh, you can finish it if you want. I'm not sick. And then he pushed me into a fireland.
That must have been terrifying. How did you escape?
I made a pact with a demon that I cannot discuss.
This is very different because the mystic arts is, in fact, real magic.
Oh, how dare you! Real magic? Is this not real magic, Your Elegancy?
Whatever, man. You were supposed to be Ghost Rider.
Greg's upset.
I object.
One man in the mortal realm has the ability to cause a ripple so great it reverberates through every dimension. And that ripple through galaxies has the ability to destroy all life within the known and unknown universe.
Case closed.
I have to agree with Mr. Blaze. He may continue to practice his livelihood.
You know, I also have a bird.
That's 2 middle fingers.
Wongers, can we get froyo?
No.
We can talk about the Sopranos.
Fine, no more spoilers.
Ugh, whatever. I was over it after Tony killed Christopher anyway.
Madisynn.
What? I mean, he was like a son to him. It was so sad.
You're pissing me off, Lee. I've never seen the show.
I'm not proud of this.
Those kinky guys.
Get your kink on.
I mean, come on. Almost me.
She-Hulk gonna smash.
Respect.
How much can you deadlift?
Yep.
A literal ton?
I just did 600. I'm not even a superhero.
This guy's like buff Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright had a baby with mother's milk. Yeah.
Well, what about super speed, night vision, impenetrable skin?
Yeah, my skin is impenetrable, at least with anything on Earth.
Even vibranium? God, you're just so powerful. What a specimen.
Did you just call me a specimen?
As a compliment.
Is there anything worse than dating in your 30s?
It's an insult
Very
to call
little.
women specimens.
I mean,
It's the only word I use.
here we are.
I'm a pediatric oncologist.
Oh.
Can I be honest with you? I've been on so many first dates, and I hate talking about myself. Tell me about you.
Clever move.
Should we split some fries?
Yeah, let's get those to go.
Wow. Oh my God, man.
Okay. Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, it's okay. Donny Blaze will handle this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ta-da! Hey!
Close the fire hole.
Oh yeah.
Hey, don't worry, come back!
Hell's breaking loose.
I can really use your help. Just for the record, I'm doing this for the universe, not for you.
Great, perfect. What should I do?
Call my lawyer.
Do you need to get that?
It can wait.
Why didn't you answer
That was good.
I'll be right back.
Come on, I feel like your dad.
I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Be a hunk!
Hey.
They don't die?
My God, it's Constantine.
Demons, Smithwater! Send them all through here!
I'm sorry, Cornelius.
Is that the same mountain of Wondergar?
Looked like it. Sure did. Woo! Alley-oop.
Instead of kissing his very hot face right now. Oh, God. They're growing. And I'm covered in demon goop. It's a magic show.
Yes.
Hello, fellas.
Purple background.
I was wondering if you would agree to the terms of our cease and desist.
Maybe. Fine, okay, we agree.
My office will be in touch.
My dudes is catching up. Wow. I love it.
Whoa.
Gonna go bench press him.
Who are you?
Jen. Just not in Hulk form. Just Jen.
Cool.
I made breakfast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Dick.
Whatever. Hot doctor's a cliche anyway. Titania? If she's coming after me because of our fight, she's delusional.
No, she's suing you for misuse of a trademark.
Misuse of a trademark? What?
Oh no. She's got the name. Yeah.
She's suing me over the name She-Hulk? But that's my name.
Now, she trademarked it first, right?
Oh, is that how it works, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
Kind of a bummer way to end this episode. I bet there's a fun tag.
Man, that doctor. I don't get it, man. I date both. Both are attractive.
Yeah.
Both are awesome, funny, good looking, smart. Pisses
Total
me off.
catch.
The men in this world suck.
Total catch.
The men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are awful. All of them. Tony, Cap, Thor.
Cap waited and well, I mean, he
Cap
had his,
is the only good one.
And he fought
lost
for
it.
Peggy.
He
well, no,
lost
he didn't
on the
wait for
USO
that. He didn't
tour.
wait for that.
No,
but
no,
he waited
he's
for
still a
Peggy.
scoundrel.
He was supposed to save his virginity for Peggy.
No, he needed to learn how to improve himself.
Nope. It's not the way it works in Christian America.
This is a better world.
I taught you this. Longers, have you ever had tequila sunrise?
No, I think so.
Long Island iced tea?
Yeah.
Just vodka straight?
No, I've had
Goldschlagers?
vodka and yak milk. Never again.
Do you have any of that here?
Actually, we still have some left from the wedding. Yeah.
I'd love to try some yak milk.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink?
Well, gin and tonic.
Ow.
Okay.
I don't know if they do bottomless gin and tonic,
No.
but we will find it.
Okay.
Oh my God, yum.
She's Ghost Rider.
There you go. That's the pact she made.
I actually kind of like that post-credit scene.
I like that with the show, it's week to week, so you can't have everything be like the big, like, I'm glad they're doing show-sized post-credits, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You also learn that Wong knows how to drink.
Yeah. Also, in real life, Benedict Wong brings up food in interviews and stuff all the time. So I like that it's turned that into the MCU. So like drinks and food and like that's so Benedict Wong.
Then he's an alcoholic in real life.
I mean, there we are.
Benedict Wong.
I said food. I said sandwiches. And ice cream. We talk about ice cream in interviews a lot. Benedict Wong. Great man.
There goes Coy again, plugging the fact that he's interviewed Benedict Wong.
Interviews available on Nerdist.com.
You got any more things to plug? Still got some time. There's still a few credits. Who else have you met,
Coy's
Coy?
Comic Corner. Check it out. Weekly.
Who's another unlikely friend of yours?
That girl, the drunk one.
You're the casting department, aren't you? There is no Sarah Holly Finn. It's just Coy's friends.
I do love that Reese Quarro is Cat Quarro's husband.
No, really?
The director of this show. Yeah.
No wonder.
The director of the glorious, I think she did 7 of the 9 episodes, and that's her husband.
I bet she was trying to cast him to play Ghost Rider.
Billy Walsh, director of Medellin.
All right, guys. We got her to-do list up here. We're going to go through it. Finalize Blonsky injunction.
We saw that happen at the bar. Something
right.
purple green. Order highlighters from. Oh, she's gonna do highlighters in her Hulk colors.
Purple green.
That's
nice.
clever.
Nice.
Buy and read How to Make Friends and Influence People.
You and me both, Jen.
Sign up for a Big and Tall membership.
That's funny.
Meeting with Holloway at 12:30.
Plot points.
Follow up with Blonsky's Soulmates.
Call mom and dad regarding birthday ideas. Pie of the Month Club is great.
Order more chopsticks. Order those Cheetos you saw.
Stop wasting
chopsticks.
Color code sticky notes.
Drink more water.
I have that on my to-do
God,
list.
it's going too fast.
Oh, Jen,
yeah,
slow down.
They copped out here.
How many Easter eggs? Come on.
Come on. Okay, someone's
the
got to
same
like
few.
zoom in and enhance to be able to
Enhance.
get rid of.
That's where all the Johnny Blaze Easter eggs are.
Yeah. All right,
10-minute meditation.
We're back to research precedents on likeness IP for Miss Pete.
Find direct contact information for Wong.
he did one home cooked meal this week.
I have that on mine too.
Lee versus Byrne.
Ooh, Kraft versus Soul. Charles Soule is one of the big writers of She-Hulk, as are Lee and Byrne. Lee invented, obviously She-Hulk, and Byrne is the most iconic writer with the fourth wall breaking. Like, he introduced that. And then Kraft is a recent writer. Soule is the longest running current writer. I think his run just ended like 4 years ago.
Holy shit, we finally got a real Easter egg out of this.
Jansen, Class Action. Jansen is a big inker as well of She-Hulk. So all 5 of those names.
Oh, nice.
And Feng Shui is an Eastern technique of arranging things in pleasing
in
and
proper
conducive
order.
orders to help you think better.
Much like the meditating.
And feel more serene.
Yeah.
Which, obviously.
All right.
John and I just earned our place here. Him with the overall broad strokes. Me with 5 comic names.
Yes. Job well done, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why we're here, folks.
I forgot to mention, Koi's sitting on that side today. It's part of his punishment.
You're in the John chair. How do you like it? How do you like being down on my level?
I feel taller and mustached.
He
nice.
he already saw episode 3 and 4. But
You may have noticed I wasn't here last week because I was on probation.
I was like,
now this is your parole.
I was like, it doesn't make sense for you to be with us on episode 3 at all. But
you noticed there weren't really spoilers like I could have. Like I behaved. I told you, but I you had to find it for yourself.
I know, but at the same time, I had to.
Honesty for the people.
That is the least
Yes,
you could do is
so-
not spoil it.
But like the people now, you know how credible Greg's word is. I wasn't here, and then this time I reacted left, so
Well,
you
I
wouldn't
was-
see my reactions.
Well, I was like, well, let's at least have you here because they only showed the press up to episode 4,
Right.
So I was
I don't know what 5 is, and I don't know what to theorize next, which is honest.
Yeah. So
Man
there's
of
no point
integrity.
in you being here since he has no idea what to theorize.
Yeah, jeez, man. What are you-
No, I'm saying
The whole
now I
point
can
was for you to
theorize
be
with
here.
you. Now I can theorize with you.
You've had 2 weeks to think about this
2 weeks to
episode
bring
and
up
what it could be
theories,
implying.
Let you rewatch it with us. So that way
I was saying that there's nothing I know that you don't now. Now we're on the same page was my point.
Oh, you meant theorize next from last week.
Yeah,
to now. Okay.
now I can
All
theorize
right.
with you
Gotcha.
without any prior knowledge.
It works.
Page
It
like a
made
comic
sense.
book. Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's definitely Star from Lost Boys. I love her. That was one of my first
The
crushes.
judge?
Yeah.
okay.
You ever seen Lost Boys?
No, movie reaction incoming. So, guys, I think John and I should give our opinions first.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm in the probation.
probation season.
Toes cap.
John, take it away.
Yes. I will say that I was here for the fun of this episode. It definitely gave me There are a couple things where, yeah, in the greater scheme of the universe, it's a little maybe wobbly in terms of exactly how to consider all these characters when they're in this universe versus when they're everywhere else. Like, I think Benedict Wong does a really nice job of bringing his commitment and intensity while still complementing sort of the silliness that they're kind of... Anybody who seems like they're passing through this show is going to have to deal with some silliness. And I feel like that's still kind of finding its feet a little bit, but I overall enjoyed, again, the kind of madcapness and I thought the whole Donny Blaze story, while not as satisfying as a Johnny Blaze story, was wacky and at least hearkened to more of the kinds of situations we can see She-Hulk having to deal with, even if him hiring her is a little dubious, at least at first. But you can see how in the courtroom they're like, okay, it seems like we should maybe have some kind of law preventing people from just wantonly practicing the mystic arts. But yeah, what do you think, sir?
Well, I think the first half of this, I really like the last half of this episode a lot. The last half really worked for me on pretty much all fronts. Like, I loved everything with her dating as She-Hulk. I thought that was a really nice thing to explore, and seeing how I like the identity struggle it creates for her. Like that to me is like interesting character stuff to deal with. Of, oh man, she's being like fetishized and people are attracted to her based off of something that she does not feel she truly is. Like, she's being propped up in this thing that is ultimately feels like a guise for her in a lot of ways, and is not the real her. And she's having a hard time being accepted. And she's on this like weird kind of interesting Marvel journey of acceptance of herself. And I thought that was really fun and the most engaging part of it to me. And then the Donny Blaze stuff, once the stakes started to kick in with the demons coming through, and then the way it was intersecting with her dating life, and then the action that was there, I thought that was really enjoyable. And that's when the Donny Blaze stuff started working for me. I let go of the whole, like, because it was like a little bit after we did that video a few weeks ago where it was like, oh my God, Ghost, because everyone pitched it to us. Before I ever clicked on that video, everyone was like, is she a Ghost Rider cameo? And then I had to go search for like, oh my God, Ghost Rider. I just believed it was. And then people eventually pointed out that doesn't spell Johnny to me. And I was like, oh crap, I got carried away. So I got past that pretty fast. I did not really find that interesting. I had the same similar complaint. I thought they did it even worse this time, because it wasn't really like a major complaint of mine last week. This episode actually feels like a complaint for me. Is I'm not a fan of the way they've been handling the courtroom scenes all that much. A lot of the times the courtroom scenes are feeling like rushed and kind of lacking some. I want a little bit of substance to them. I want a little bit of like, just a tiny bit. It just some
what is the actual legality of this?
Well, yeah, that, and then also some actual. I don't know if the right word is suspense, because it's not the right word you want to put.
Well, the emotional intensity.
What I'm hoping
something
is
exciting about the courtroom scenes.
I'm hoping you're saving it for a big, long courtroom. Like I think pacing wise, it's like throwaway, longer, like 6 episode courtroom thing. Because I have the same problem. Like, my biggest issue is that we talk about how it's a courtroom show until we're in the courtroom, and then it's like, cut to the next thing, and I want to be in a courtroom show.
Yeah, it's like rushing through it, and it doesn't feel at all like a lived-in courtroom scene.
Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah.
And the last episode I thought did that too, but this one was distractingly not as, like, I thought I was able to just kind of forgive it easily in last week's episode, but in this one, it's like, come on, this scene's just kind of not that funny, a little annoying, and a lot of flat jokes.
So I'll own, and the only thing I said to these gents before we started, because I had seen it, is this was my least favorite episode. And that's tricky for me because it was where we left off, and the array of episodes. So it's hard when you're like, I'm feeling it. And then you leave, you're like, but is that where we're going? And it was a weird spot to kind of end on, because they did show us the first 4. And I was like, oh no, I was like all about it when 3 ended. And then this one was like, it kind of left me like, oh, I wish it had either been 3 or 5, because I'm hoping the next one kind of gets back on track. This one did feel not like a filler, but it didn't feel like it had any sort of like landing to me.
Yeah, what's funny is I would say the last half of this I like more than episode 3. But in terms of a whole episode, it probably is my least favorite.
And it's not like we have to
kinda
rank
weird.
everything, but when you see it as a chunk like I did, you feel that. Like when
Yeah,
you walk out
sure.
feeling like when you watch a movie and the third act doesn't land like the first two, you feel it.
Yeah.
So for me, this episode, and like I don't know if it's because, we're about to get giant things in the fifth episode they didn't want like the press to know. I don't know if it's we're about to go on that longer courtroom thing that I think we are, maybe starting with the next episode. It does just feel like we're as it ends. Do you know what I mean? Like it just I didn't feel anything. I wanted to feel.
Yeah. Are you excited for next week with the Titania lawsuit? You want to go on the catwalk? The catwalk, Peter?
Yo, you zigged and I zagged. I was like, you sound just like that scene in Wanderlust. Yeah, I'll always take a little more Titania. I like the, I mean, at least right now, I don't know exactly what her full-on presence is going to be like, but I like the way they've been building her up in the background. And yeah, that's a kind of a fun, clever bit of her opportunistically trademarking the name just to create trouble and probably make a quick buck. And yeah, like I like that as a legal hook to get us into the next episode, and that seems like a personal issue that would take, some argument, and also we might find Jen in a position to need her own lawyer.
I'm excited. I'm also excited for Super Influencer because they've done a pretty good job with, acknowledging fans being like, we needed a Twitter guard for the week because we have Wong. Like they're very good. They're very good at playing defense while making jokes at it. Like the fourth wall breaking here is so good to me because it doesn't feel like Deadpool in that it is part of your experience, but it does feel like part of the show's experience, and that's hard to quantify. When I watch Deadpool or read Deadpool, I feel like I'm a character in the Deadpool experience, whereas in She-Hulk, I feel like I'm an audience member, and then that's a really interesting line to walk, and I love that they've managed to do that because that's how the comics feel. John Byrne comics, a lot of the covers are literally acknowledging you, the reader, but it's not like you, the reader, are in She-Hulk's world, and likewise, the show is nailing that. So I'm excited for, one, Deadpool, obviously, spoiler alert, my guy, but two, I'm excited for the influencer element to also tie into our world because half of Marvel's press is us being excited about things. So I'm really curious how they look at that in a meta lens that still is removed, that's still a commentary on without being meta modernistic, where it ties you intrinsically to the experience.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was a thick old thought slice there, dude.
Thank you.
You earned your place here.
That was an analysis.
Switch seats with the jump. Nice.
No, you've earned it, Cody. You've earned it, my friend.
But I do feel like the beautiful thing about the era we're living in with metamodernism is it's that sincere irony, right? It's that wink and a tear. And what they're doing here is they're setting up for that option of you as the observer to feel like you're just voyeuristic enough, you're just purveying enough to feel like this is a universe you're watching but not intrinsically, again, involved with. And how does that work when we are literally doing the thing we're about to meet a character doing? How does that work when the world does start to involve laws that will affect the greater MCU going forward? So this is a great character to start to bridge that gap where I think Deadpool's going to go and where I think they need to go as the universe expands out. There needs to be repercussions. There need to be laws because I do think we're getting DODC being a big factor. I do think Thunderbolts are going to be a big factor, and they need to make sure we feel like we're invested in the law side because we're the ones that observed it in a very first-person way through She-Hulk. Like, we're going to see precedents be established in the show that'll affect the greater MCU, so we need to feel like we were in that courtroom, and I think that's what Titania is going to be.
I hope so, because they did establish the superhuman law division, and it keeps feeling like bits to me versus something that feels like a substantial thing or a movement with government and agency and all that. It's just kind of
I'm hoping
random kooky bits.
Well, yeah. You only ever see her in her office with Nikki or in like the deciding moments of a particular day in court, but it's like court cases are about breaking down and sifting through details, and there's detective work in that. And I feel like the same way people get so gratified when like a Batman character gets taken out of just being gadgets and punching and then also goes detective, I think we kind of need a similar thing with Jen. Like, we hear how great of a lawyer she is and she wants to be taken seriously as a lawyer, and I wish the show would use that more as an asset, like you guys have said, because the rousing monologue, the rousing, closing argument, the heated back and forth, like those are things that you want to really hunker down into when you're in a court scene and not just feel like, oh, every time we're back in court, it's a light bit. And you're going to have like a kooky lawyer to play off of and a, brash, defendant or whatever who doesn't take it seriously.
Or at least exploring the complexities that come into play with infusing this world of superhumans with this old form of U.S. law system, and I'm like, we're not really doing that. It's kind of like, here. It's just like they point to kind of generic ass shit, but instead of going like, what is the real problem to solve here? And how do we start implementing some new laws or something along that path that would be just so much more interesting?
Do you think
how do we adapt our laws?
Something investigative.
How do we adapt our laws in order to accommodate the ever widening scope of how reality works now?
And that will, I hope this is not just blind optimism, but I think this is like when you watch a Rocky movie, there's montage, and then you get the final training thing that's more drawn out in order to fight Clubber Lang. Like, I think we're going to get to the longer courtroom that's going to establish the third act of the show next.
All the black boxers were not all Clubber Lang.
He's the one that had the best montage, though. I think the montage setting up because
I just want to make sure you don't think all of the black guys were Clubber Lang.
You know what?
Those were not
Carl
all.
Weathers is in The Mandalorian,
Drago
which
is
is
also
in
not Clubber Lang.
He knows they're not.
Guys, Disney Plus's Carl Weathers is in
Michael
1
B.
and
Jordan
2.
is not Clubber.
That's Creed, son of Apollo Creed. I'm gonna dance on this Rocky one, but the montages in the fourth one are a montage on a montage, which is like breaking the fourth wall, like she does here, because it's like 16 walls of montage. That said, I think we're gonna have a montage that like these are like vignettes. I hope it's more like establishing the tone of being in the courtroom, so then when it gets to long, prolonged things, more linear audiences aren't bored.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing. I hope that's what they're doing.
Because I don't think being a short form comedy absolves them from some of those legal structures.
And that's what I mean by like linear audiences, people that just want Hulk. Like linear audiences and someone that wants like a procedurally show. Like that's a compliment. Like what people want and what we want can align.
Yeah. And I kind of craved a tad bit more of at least emotional heft with the setup leading into the dating side of it. Because it's sort of just, I know it's just a lifestyle thing. It's part of people's life. People date. It's a human thing. Everyone does it in their adulthood. Most people.
Most animals, in fact.
Most animals really have dating apps. So that kind of felt a little like, okay, I guess we're just doing this now, as opposed to kind of sitting with her for a while of feeling like she needs to go on a date or something like that, or that she does crave connection or something like that.
They tasted it with the pressure from her friend, but I would have liked to, like one more scene, or like, her doing something by herself and wanting someone there. Like, like maybe she's, you know what I mean?
Feeling
like
the loneliness or something.
A moment of loneliness that isn't.
Or doesn't have to be loneliness. I don't want to say like,
but you know what I mean? Like
but something to help support and a little bit more of an emotional investment into her dating life. Because I think the main thing that they have going that is strong is everything when it does focus on more of the personal mindset and the emotional stuff internally with Jennifer Walters. That is what I find is consistently the most engaging for me personally as a viewer. And then as Coy hopes for more Marvel juices to flow.
Give me Easter eggs. I actually really like
me from the cup of Marvel juice.
References.
Squeeze that Marvel berry directly into my jaws.
Judge Hannah, is that someone that ever wrote? No, I do think though that we want every actor that is so well cast in the show to get more to chew on. And I think one thing I've been enjoying in the show is much like Emil Blonsky, which I was excited for you guys to have seen now. I like the way they configured him, where like I loved his modus operandi and how that fits the narrative of both the old Hulk and the one now. Like it meshed. Whereas like Wong,
hold on. Modus operandi.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
What do you want from me?
Explain what that is.
With the Latin.
Oh, modus operandi, like his.
You think you're in a real courtroom, Coy?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Is this some habeas corpus, Coy?
Yes, the modus operandi.
The raison d'etre.
Let me check my pocket watch here.
Who do you think you are, me?
The reasons behind his choices, the motivation, his journey, his modus operandi, his MOS, his the juice. The things that the
Man
reason
of Steel.
doing
Yeah, Man of Steel.
Juice.
The juice.
MOS. The Man of
Michael's
Steel.
secret juice.
Guys, Emil's juice is very important to me. No, but I think that what they did really well here is they have a tone in the show, and Emil Blonsky wouldn't have fit that tone, but you got these great actors that can turn that performance to fit both authentically to the Emil Blonsky we met and this world. And I think with Wong, what I want to see is more characters that get to still feel authentic and move the plot along, as opposed to kind of like the courtroom where it's bits. Like, I feel like Wong got to be Wong, but we also, like, it was serving the purpose of a joke. I would love to see the purpose of drama and a joke. Much like This Is Us, referenced twice in the show, they use humor and drama to balance a tone, as opposed to this feels someone like, there's a drama scene, there's a joke scene.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like they kind of dumbed down Wong a little bit. Like, I feel
And
like
it
you,
didn't
I feel like
feel
you'd be a
as-
little bit aware of some of this in Wong.
Yeah.
there's a court system you kind of got to work through here. Unless I don't know what Wong's backstory
He's been in
is.
Comertage for a long time. Maybe
He's also
maybe
been
he
at the
was born
Sanctum
there.
Sanctorum in
New York.
with
I
D.
like
Strange
him.
for a long time too.
I like the whole idea of him being oblivious to the law, but I do think it's a little weird for him to be flummoxed at the idea that like the law doesn't account for like half the stuff that you guys do, and you got to realize like there is no legal paperwork here,
Especially as a
and that you would probably need that if you're going to go to a court in America.
especially as with what he does as part of his lifestyle and profession is something that's so secretive that he should know that perhaps trying to apply the rules that he's laying down to Jen are not going to be the same. I don't know. There were some times with the talk that was like, what part of the joke of Wong is that he is speaking at a much more elevated metaphysical level versus what the law system is. And at times the jokes were like, okay, I get it, but I've never seen Wong seem like this. I don't want to say dumb, but a little bit naive.
He's savvier than that.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they nailed with Blonsky that didn't quite work for me with Wong.
Yeah.
The rewriting of Blonsky's journey made sense. It still worked for what his perspective would be. This one did feel like a different take on a character. And that's what I'm curious about with like Charlie Cox and like other
Well, you even said during the reaction, like, why would he get a lawyer for this situation?
Well, that's the thing is, if they had this is another thing where I feel like I liked a lot that we got here, but I feel like you could have split some of this into multiple episodes or something, because I feel like it would have to be like Wong doesn't turn first to the American legal system and She-Hulk. It's like a resort he has to take because other things aren't working for some reason, or he can't just kill this guy or whatever. So, like, I feel like they could have done it, but I feel like there is a weird... I like the size of these episodes, and I like the tone of a half-hour ostensible comedy, but I do think that they need to maybe slow down and take a little more time to set a few more things up, because also in the dating, like, I feel like this could have felt like the episode where she starts dating, but it just feels like one of the parts of this episode, much like Wong coming in, kind of blurs with the last episode. And yeah, I don't know. There's something about it seems like he just met her last time and has like that most recent association, and then is like, oh, I have a conflict. I guess I'm gonna go see the last person I talked to.
Yeah,
which is Jennifer Walters, instead of making it feel like a real choice. You know,
you do know Jonathan Majors is not played by Mr. T, right?
You know what's funny? Jonathan Majors is the villain of Creed 3.
So it is Clover
So he
Lang.
is Clover Lang.
I was wondering if you made that joke with that knowledge or not. Like, it
Doesn't matter.
actually is.
Clover Lang.
You did it. You connected it.
Guys, it's all back to Jonathan Majors. Kang's in episode 5. We called it here first.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, this was fine.
It's fun.
And that she's fun.
She's fun.
I like her and Wong. Yeah. She's at the next karaoke night.
Gin and tonics.
There is those LA girls do exist.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dating apps are as bad as that, because often those are on the other side of them. It's daunting.
And the sleazy men that they portray in this show.
I was so afraid that guy, he was too interested. He
Yep.
was too good.
But only for one of Jen's Nesses.
Yeah. Well, and I hope they continue to discuss that, because that's got to be a real thing. Like, the second she signs up as She-Hulk, the whole time I was wondering, is this guy, does he actually care, or is this just a kink? You know?
Yeah. Find yourself a man that loves you as Jen and Shulky.
I'd date both.
Yeah.
Well, that's
in
I
a
feel like most guys, if you're interested in She-Hulk, then you would be psyched, because it's kind of like you get two people at the same time,
There's
which
so
most
many
guys
fun
would be
things.
like, bro.
I'd date She-Hulk. And
She-Hulk is, they're both great. They're both lovely.
Did they ever do in the comics where like they're different personalities?
It's not really a personality, because that's what separates her from Hulk. Is like,
No, you know what I mean. Like sometimes in like take like Batman Ego, for example.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, you get to hang out with Batman and Bruce Wayne, like
I
like
see
two
what you're
separate
saying.
entities.
Yeah.
Like, did they ever do something like that where like the entities are divided?
I think it's that they would lean more Hulk with that storyline, just because the safety of keeping them so different. I see what you're saying. Like, there could be a more like. Sometimes they acknowledge that Jen is breaking the fourth wall in a way that feels more She-Hulk, but like not in a way that connects to a character in comic, because that kind of convolutes where the wall is.
I was thinking about like, being able to date both at the same
Right.
time, polyamorous relationship.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
important.
Is it a
You can with
three-way if
Hulk.
it's all the same consciousness?
It's true. With Hulk, you can definitely date like 5 people at once.
That's true.
A lot of voices in there. A lot going on, especially in Immortal Hulk.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Am I the one who kind of liked this more than?
I think this is
a lot of fun.
I really like this. The last half a lot.
I did too.
I was like, it's kind of rare where
This
I'm on
is-
the end.
it's
Where
the
I'm the one who
least-
likes it more than everyone.
It's
like-
easily the least smooth, but it was still really enjoyable, and I did like the
I'm
last
really
half
glad
a
to
lot.
have seen it, and it was fun. I'm just hoping things get a little bit more cohesive for me in episode 5. Also, really cool to see Billy Walsh again. I really like Reese Cuaro. That was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, well, guys, watch The Sopranos before this show ruins the whole thing for you.
It's too late now. Here we
This
are
is
at
us.
the end of our wrap
Plenty
up.
of
Whatever
more
else Wong is
spoilers.
watching.
Plenty more spoilers
Watch
that you
This
can
Is
get
Us
through.
on NBC. Available on Hulu the day after it drops. Show's incredible.
All right, guys, we'll catch you soon. Oh, yeah, shopzeroedition.com. Get yourself a t-shirt today.
Kang, next week.